Man, I'm still going on because I gotta finish my show. But I appreciate them coming in and calling in and everything. I still gotta finish up here, so I ain't going nowhere. So y'all rock with me for another, couple more minutes before I get off on this last topic here with this boxing match and everything, man. Because I think I like it. I really like this match. I hope this match is a good match. It's gonna go to the later rounds. You hear Solid? Like I do really listen to what Solid Gold is saying in this. Like you heard, he has family that's in Golden Glove. He really studies this sport. He knows a lot about boxing, like for real. Like this motherfucker knows a lot. He know about the up and comers that'll probably knock Tank out. You know what I'm saying, in a couple years. Like, you know what I mean? I respect his boxing knowledge to the fullest, man. But and that's how I gained a lot of things, is having people like him around too. So I appreciate it. I want. I hope this fight goes to like round. I say it go to round 10. I say this fight goes to round 10. Um, he gave Tank some ammunition though. Solid. He made a bet with him in his video. He had made a bet with him, shook his hand, and said that his Tank said, "I'm gonna stop you." And see, Tank needed more motivation going into this fight because they grew up in the same boxing circuit. They grew up knowing each other. You know what I'm saying? Lamont Roach Jr. being behind Tank, lighter than Tank, but they trained in some of the same gyms. They shared some of the same trainers coming up, and he needed more fire for this fight. And then Lamont Roach going to go ahead and give it to him at the fucking weigh-in. Like, why would you do that, Lamont Roach? Like, you played it cool, you played it perfect all the way up to this point. Tank had no motivation, and it sounds like he's losing motivation to me, because when you do an interview and say, I don't care about legacy, I don't care about nothing, I'm just in it for the money, I was in it to help, finance my family, get my family some bread, that says a lot. Like, his head really wasn't in this fight, and that's why it got canceled three times before today. Like, this fight has supposed to went on last year, November, December, something like that last year. But you know what I'm saying, a couple months ago. It's been canceled 2 times before now, and then it probably wasn't even going to go on today, which is crazy to me. But
but you know why he lost? I'm back now. But you know why he lost the love of the sport for the game of boxing?
What's that?
Because he hasn't accomplished anything. He knows deep. Like, here's the problem with men, bro. Men, at some point in time, we know we hold ourselves accountable. And that's what it is. That's why he said he want to fight 3 times this year. He said it himself. And he knows it's because he literally has not accomplished anything in the sport. He's looking at everybody else taking chances and actually fighting. He ain't. You feel what I'm saying? People want, and see what I hate about what I hate about the sport right now is that you have a lot of casuals that's speaking on it. Right. You have a lot of people talking about, let's see Shador and Keyshawn fight, and then the winner of that will fight Tank. Absolutely not.
Shakur and who? Keyshawn Davis?
Yeah, because the problem with that is here's the problem that I have with that fight, right? They're the best in the division. I think Shakur edges Keyshawn slightly, not a lot, but slightly. So if they fight each other, we're gonna get the fight of the century or the fight of the decade, right? In that. But then when they go to see one of them go see him, they go, bro, Shakur is gonna literally stand in front of Tank and beat the brakes off this man.
Whew. You think Shakur can get Tank like that?
And he gonna stand right in front of that man and beat him down. And Keyshawn, he may not stand directly in front of him, but he's bigger. He has the availability to lean on Tank and keep Tank, you know what I'm saying, very honest with his striking, because him and Keyshawn have a similar fighting style, but the difference is Keyshawn targets the body way more. So it's gonna be a little bit back and forth until Tank, because he is smaller, he gets leaned on a little bit more. Keyshawn gonna come out on top. Loma, now I think Tank will beat Loma.
Okay.
And the reason why is because Loma's older. He's almost 40. He's not really trying to box no more. He's not really accomplished a lot. He didn't fault the TFP modes. He didn't did that. Tank has it, bro. Like, And the people want to use the records that the last three fighters he had. First of all, his last three fights is Frank Martin, this nigga, and what's that?
Ryan Garcia.
Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia was a YouTuber before he became a boxer. And
Dang.
Frank Martin is not. He is a welter. He's 147. He came down 2 weight classes to fight this man.
Mm,
And that's why he looked like a skeleton when he went into the ring with this man.
he did.
And Tank knew that, bro. Tank knew that this man was severely dehydrated because he kept up with him until the latter parts of the round of the boxing match.
Right.
So people are finally the people that know boxing are finally starting to call it out. Hey, bro, you ain't fought nobody. You ain't fought. And then the first thing he'll say is, what has he done for the sport of boxing? But then I could turn around and ask, well, Edwin De Los Santos, the top 5 fighter at 135. You know what I'm saying? What's the other dude with the bald head Mexican? I can't think of his name. He just fought
Pitbull Cruz?
No, hell no. I can't think of his name. He got a weird name. He a Spanish fighter too. Maybe
Okay.
too. But he just fought Shakur not too long ago. You know, he's top 10 in the weight class. Keyshawn Davis just beat one of the champions. You know what I mean? I think the WBO champion just recently. Like, they're taking chances and coming out on top. Bro, you not taking no chances, bro. Lamont Roach is not even sniffing the top 10 at 135 at lightweight. That's why he don't fight there. And people know that. And that's what Tank is dealing with, bro. He know that, bro. He know his money ain't the same. Like, and what's so crazy is the dude from Turkey, he want to give Tank the match, but Tank knows deep down he gonna lose.
I was just about to ask you that question, Solid. Do you think that Turkey Al-Sheikh is actually is he helping the sport of boxing, or is he destroying the sport of boxing?
He helping it because look, I said this. There has to be enough bodies. I don't have no problem with the 4 titles in boxing. I literally don't. Because the one problem about the UFC is it eats itself. It's its own carnivore. Because one is always fighting 2. Right? There's no build up. There's no, like, right now, if Shakur and Tank say we're gonna fight in let's say November, I don't give a damn who. That's gonna be the biggest fight on the planet. Why? It's been years. We all been clamoring for it. They have sides. There's A and B side. It's Shakur's side. It's the Tank side. We all want to see this fight. So that's easily a $200 million, $300 million fight for me.
Easy.
So I don't have a problem with boxing keeping that formula. But what I do have a problem with is you not fighting guys in your weight class. I have a big issue with that. And Tate talks about it. He don't like the weight bullying, and I respect that. I do respect that about his opinion about that. I don't think you should be able to weight bully, but I do think you should be. And I think the governing body needs to be the same across the board for the four. I guess you would say boards or boxing, federation.
The WBA, WBO, so forth, so on.
I think it needs to be the same rules across the board. You can rehydrate only up to 5 pounds. I think that should be a universal rule, right? If you miss weight, half your purse is gone. It goes to the other fighter. I think those rules need to be uniformly across the board, so that way fighters have more incentives to take chances.
Okay,
you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I know for a fact I'm gonna climb my ranks or I'm gonna lose rank by being inactive, right?
Right.
Like Canelo, if the Turk was over that shit, Canelo wouldn't have no title right now. Benavidez had been Canelo's mandatory for damn near 3 years. Canelo, to me, I don't even know how he was able to avoid 3 years of mandatory fights. He fought other people in the process of, because he's been active. He ain't been injured. Benavidez was his literally mandatory for 3 years.
He still ain't fought him?
Still ain't fought that man. Because he know he gonna lose. And the first thing they say was, "What is he do? What has he done for the sport?" Come on, man.
Mm.
You know you're gonna take that L. That's the first thing Tanks always say about Shakur. What has he done for the sport? What did Rolly do? What did
Now
Frank
you
Clark
know what? Now every casual is not like me. See, I'm a casual who do my research enough, and I admit that I'm a casual boxer fan, right? I'm not into it like how you are. I admit that, and I have no problem with doing that. And I think people that are true boxer fans appreciate the fact that I do admit that, and that I do my research on things before I'm talking about it. But like I think a lot of people who don't watch boxing and they just watch the super matches, right? They don't appreciate the fighters that may take a loss in a fight. And I think that deters some fighters from taking fights. What do you have to say to those fans that feel like if they lose, they're not good if you lose a fight?
Well, here's the problem. The reason why people feel that way is because they themselves have never had a fight, or they haven't had multiple fights to understand you're not going to win every fight that you come across, right?
Right.
UFC fans kind of understand that because champions do lose, and they're used to seeing champions lose at some point in time, right? Whether it be 5 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, 6 months, a champion is going to lose eventually.
Right.
Boxing, you can have somebody retire as a champion. So they're not used to seeing them niggas come across any opposition at all.
Right.
Period. So I think that's the biggest issue. And like I say, I believe you should not, unless you jump up and weight. So I believe you should always, you can always go to different weight classes and fight,
Right.
but you can't climb ranking in that division. I mean, unless you fight somebody in that division. So
Right.
meaning if I'm a cruiserweight, but I want to drop down to like heavyweight to fight, right? I can't go from cruiserweight to number 3 on the depth chart. You know what I'm saying? And trying to fight Benavidez, Bivol,
Right.
Better Be. I can't skip everybody else. I gotta see when I'm coming into that weight class, right? I'm coming in with so many points that I have, right? Let's say I don't want to go too much, but let's say you got 5 points and that puts you in the 70s, right? So you gotta climb that one. But if you want the work and you want the pay and you want the purse, you can go through as many rankings that you want, but you're not gonna supersede or jump everybody else because you're a big name in a different weight class. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, I get what you're saying. Right,
Yeah.
right. You gotta take the top. You gotta get to them top fighters. You really want that clout. You want that name. Like you can get the money and take all them other fights and get them purses, but you want that rank and that. But I get what you're saying, and I hope that
Yeah.
y'all out there get it too.
Yeah.
Like so when
Well,
like these fighters that would you respect the fact that because I think like fighters like Roy Jones Jr., Sugar Ray Leonard, Mike Tyson, Oscar De La Hoya, they've all lost in their careers. But I think that we respect them and boxing fans respect them because they fought the best throughout their careers. Like they didn't duck. You know what I'm saying? Is that true or false?
I will say this, right? The Mayweather I can say he cherry picked, but he decided a lot of his fate in boxing, right? His whole thing is he says I've always fought the most world champions in boxing.
Mm-hmm.
That is a true statement. But what he isn't saying is when he fought those people, right? You fought a Pacquiao when he had retired and came back out of retirement to fight you.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? You fought an Oscar De La Hoya, he was already in his 40s.
Mm-hmm.
You feel what I'm saying? I don't want to hear that from you because to me what you doing is you selling shit that everybody else don't know. It's like it's like the nigga that try to stunt in front of females, like yeah, I'm big body this, I'm big body that, but behind the scenes.
But he got his homeboy's clothes on, driving his uncle car.
Yeah, bro, yeah, you know what I'm saying. I ain't going for that. You ain't gonna sell me no shit like that. But he'll sell it to the average person that don't know it, and that's exactly what Tank does. Tank is he tries to diminish, but see, I'm glad other boxers are coming out and saying, hell no, nah, you ain't gonna diminish what I'm doing, and you ain't fought nobody in our weight class in the last 8-9 bouts.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? If we look at all the champions, our records your opponent's got the most losses across the board. It's not even close. If you look at how many losses that Tank Davis opponents have, it's like triple the number of Keyshawn Davis. Well, I ain't gonna even say Keyshawn because he only got 13 fights. But I'm gonna say Loma and fucking Shakur.
Damn.
It's not even close. I think it's like 130 something to 33 and like 50. You feel what I'm
Mm,
saying? So
mm,
you're not gonna tell me this, and I don't know boxing. I know boxing enough to call that some bullshit.
mm.
You feel what I'm saying? And that's
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's and that's the problem. So I'm hopefully, we get that because I'm gonna be real with you. Uh I think he fights Loma and that's it. I think he retires.
So you think he could fight Lomachenko and call it done after
I,
he
I
fight Lomachenko?
yeah, I think once he's done with Lomachenko, I think he's done. I don't think
Okay.
he fight. I don't think he fights. I know for sure he's not gonna fight Keyshawn.
So it's not a so I asked that question too in one of my last videos. Like, so the one fight that Tank could retire on before we close out with this is, you think Lomachenko, it's not Shakur Stevenson? Is it both one or one or the other?
What do you mean, my master? What do you mean?
Like if Tank Davis wanted to retire after this Lamont Roach fight, he had one more fight to fight, right? He fights one more fight and he wanted to retire and have a decent legacy in the sport of boxing, something that yourself could respect and other uh huge boxing fans, right? Not, what fight would that be? That would be Lomachenko, right?
Nah, for me, the fight that would garner my respect is if you fight Shakur.
Mm,
You got to fight Shakur because at the end of the day, you, not him. Whenever he talks about you, now recently he's been saying, he knows what you've been doing. He's been calling it out. But every time Shakur says Tank is a hell of a fighter, I believe me and him are the best in our division. And eventually we gonna fight. We gonna be able to see who's better. That's the
mm.
only fight. That's the only fight I want to see from you. I don't want to see nothing else.
That fight gonna
So,
bring in so much money, man. I keep saying that. Like, I know, like, that with my research and everything that I've been doing in the sport of boxing, like, I know that fight is gonna bring so much money. So if Tank Davis is about his money, like how he say he is, he about that bag, and he want to take care of his daughters, and he want to really walk away from the sport of. You need to take that Shakur fight after this, in my opinion, too. I think so, bro. I
I,
think
I
so.
think I want to say this. I think he has to take the fight for two reasons, right? Not for legacy, right, or money. I think you got to take the fight because you're a man, bro. Like you've been speaking crazy. You've been talking crazy. You feel what I'm saying? You've been saying, what does he bring to the sport, or what has he done in boxing for me to give him an opportunity to fight in the ring? He ain't been saying that. You've been saying that. So I need you to stand on what you've been saying. And the
Mm.
second reason is, right, you don't got no heart. Like you scared or something, bro. Like you scared of that man. That's how you gonna ask for the respect of everybody else in the sport, but you don't even respect yourself to stand up for yourself, bro.
Mm.
You feel what I'm saying?
Man.
I ain't trying to hear that shit, and you know damn well you scary as hell. Just say it, like, bro. I ain't even lie to you, bro. I'm gonna get mine. I'm sorry, but I ain't gonna fight that nigga, bro. It is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'll take that. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'll do? I'll say, you know what? I respect that, bro. I respect the fact that you not gonna stand in front of that man. You don't want no issues. You scared. It's okay. I respect that. Anything
Mm.
else? Nah, I respect that.
Damn, Tank. All right. I appreciate, hey man, hey solid. I appreciate you, bro. I really do, bro. I appreciate you coming up on here and dropping them jewels, man. I
Yeah,
do, bro. I do, bro. About that
yeah.
boxing. See, that's what I gotta do. So I'm trying to get the fans' point of view back, man. You know what I'm saying? The fans' point of view. I like this, you know what I'm saying? Every other week. I'll probably be with Shad. I'm trying to get Shad back. Um, hopefully that everything works out with that. But when I got these topics, man, you gotta come on with this boxing shit, solid. I gotta hold you to that, bro. I gotta hold you
Oh,
to that.
yeah. I've been busy. I'm trying to I'm working on some projects, man. Hopefully, by the summertime, I'm really up and running. That way, you know what I'm saying? I'm in that mode right now, bro. I'm doing everything behind the scenes right now, bro.
All right. I
So,
feel that because that's the same
yeah,
thing I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, Hey, when I ain't on here, y'all don't see me live because I'm driving the truck all week long, and then on the weekends it's the time I get with family. My family was gracious enough to what I'm saying say go ahead, Dad, go and do your live and get it out the way. So, because soon as
Yeah,
I'm done with this, I'm gonna be try to watch the combine on my phone and take my family out somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the days I get with them. You feel me? So
yeah. Same.
uh, I appreciate everybody tuning in to the fans' point of view, man. You know what I'm saying? And Solid Gold, shout out to Solid Gold, shout out to Cliff, shout out to Alpha Rue, Raw High Media for you, KMS 929, Katie, Shad, Coach Hayes. What up? What up with Coach Hayes? I know you've been out there watching and let me forget my man Law Dizog, you dig? All right, the whole fam. But we up
Yeah.
out of here, man. Appreciate you, Solid. Have a good
What's
one,
up? What's
bro.
up? You too, man. Be safe.
All right. Peace.